The Alaka'i Academy here on Moloka'i came to life during March 2025. I attended Keaupuni Palapala, a workshop led by Halehoaka. I was inspired so much by the 3-day workshop led by Kumumaile and Hano Hano. Noi Goodyear Ka'opua, who is a really important person for me because she sat on my dissertation committee, and her husband, Imai Winchester. They were amazing kumu, and I love the idea of how we could come from a cultural foundation as educators and using metaphors to plan out our lessons in the classroom or look at the organization of our school as leaders. And on the last day, I asked Hano, who was leading our group discussion, I said, how do we get more educational leaders in the room to learn in this way and to think in this way so that we can strengthen our foundation with a sense of Hawaii? And he said, well, just bring them to Moloka'i. And so we did.
The first ever Alaka'i Academy was held here in Kumimi, well, mostly in Kumimi on the island of Moloka'i. We brought a group of administrators here from Kailua Kalaheo complex, and we wanted to make it special to Moloka'i, special to what we know best. And Hano Hano is an expert kia'i loko. And so oftentimes when we do these professional developments, we integrate the metaphor of a kia'i loko or lokoi'a, fish pond, and we just love to use metaphors and analogies. It just helps to really bring clarity to different ideas and concepts, frameworks, and so forth. So we decided to go with the kia'i loko theme and use the olelo no iao ke ola no iao kia'i loko, which means the livelihood is the keeper of the pond, where, you know, it really is using that metaphor of a kia'i loko, a fish pond guardian, as these principals or vice principals or complex area superintendents that are making huge decisions for a larger population, and that population being the loko'i'a, the fish pond, right? So looking at the different components of the fish pond and the metaphors that could be compared to the system, the educational system.
We brought them into the loko'i'a because nature is the best teacher. When you mix culture with nature, hands down, no more any better kumu than that. And so we wanted to take them into one loko'i'a so that they can not only hear what we're talking about, but know what we're talking about. When you're in one loko'i'a, you get to see the kuopa, you get to see the small fish, you get to see the punawai, you get to see the fresh water, you get to see how all of these things interconnect and rely and live off each other. And in turn, we wanted them to understand the feeling of that, because that is the feeling that we wanted them to take home into their school. The goal is not just to affect them, but it's to affect the kids that they take care of. And we like them be connected to ʻāina. So if the principals can experience something like that, maybe they would want the kids to experience something like that too.
Being here on Moloka'i has really made me appreciate what our ʻāina has to offer us, right? Maybe we need to learn from the people here in Moloka'i. What can we learn from them that we can then take back with us to our schools?
Today's experience at Ohalahala Fish Pond was definitely a highlight of the Alaka'i Academy. It brought the metaphor of what it means to be a kia'i to life. Seeing my colleagues in the water and our kas, you know, lifting those niho stones and gathering the ili stones, and everybody pitching in where they felt that they could contribute was great, and really see what does that metaphor mean to us. And so when we think of it in terms of how do we be kia'i for our schools, for our complex area, for our students and the families and community, we can think back to this experience and remember that it's all about creating the conditions, strengthening ha, coming together and working together to really fulfill our kuleana, and making sure that we are meeting the needs of our community, but also meeting our own needs and restoring ourselves.
Laughing, I heard a lot of laughing today, which is so beautiful. And just to hear people sharing mo'olelo and connecting, sharing their stories, because we believe that sharing your mo'olelo, sharing your stories, is what creates pilina, or those relationships.
I lived here all my life, but I don't call myself a swimmer. So I kind of was a little afraid when I went out, but when I touched the pohaku and the wall, when I touched it, I felt like, wow, I was here. And I was able to overcome my fear. Normally, I would have turned back, but I did it. Because we had so many of us supporting us, and I think that's what's important too, right? We're here to support each other, and I felt that.
When we were in the local ia and gathering the rocks, everybody has their role, and recognizing the importance of each role. And then sometimes, like, you know, when carrying the bigger rocks with the net, that if you lift it too high, thinking, oh, I'm going to help it, it actually makes it harder for the other people. Well, sometimes if we release some of the weight, we're empowering other people to also help carry the weight, and then we build capacity in the people we're working with and in our students. Sometimes I think we carry too much of the lift for our students too, and we're taking away their opportunities to grow and empower them. So I think that working in the fish pond was a great life example in so many different ways.
The reciprocal nature of ʻāina work is that we emerge from the water transformed, stronger, less baggage, less weight, muscles sore in a good way. And to emerge and to walk from the kai and head mauka and to continue in like engaged conversation. From that moment, from that experience, I think really resets the tone. Really resets the nihos, checks and shows you which one is loose, which one is real pa'a.
Throwing the fish net today, the upena, trying it out for the first time was definitely out of my comfort zone, and I definitely was not the first one to volunteer, but it looked really fun. And I thought, this is maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I'm gonna get to learn how to do this. And for me, it's really about having the courage to do things that are out of our comfort zone. And so if we as leaders can put ourselves in those positions to like just try new things and have fun doing it, we can model that for our students and bring joy to even difficult tasks.
You know, I always believe in being a lifelong learner. And if we can do this for ourselves, I want to do this for our teachers. That's why I brought my administrators here, our principals at the schools, because they can then affect their teachers, which will then affect our students. And that's why we're here. We're all here to help our students become learners and to become better people.
We are a state office, so to have the support of principals and complex area level administrators is super, super important, because if what we're trying to accomplish, or what we all are trying to accomplish, only gets stuck at the complex area level and never gets down to the school level, and most importantly down to the students, then we're just spinning our wheels. So the group that's here today, they're all big hammers. They all have been engaging with us. They've been super supportive of the work of Hawaiian education, making sure that students have access. And that's so important, because we want to create generations of people who are going to care about this place, become the stewards and advocates of this place, so that 50, 100 years from now, Hawaii is still going to be Hawaii.
One of the big things that I saw was people building pilina. Being a principal, I think, can be an isolating job. You're kind of up there alone. There's many pressures from below, many pressures from above, and they're in their school context. So getting to see all of them together from one complex area, they really built relationships. We saw them also just open up and really let their guards down and share about the struggles that they encounter as principals, and also the things that keep them in that work that they do. It gave me a lot of hope to encounter so many educational leaders who are really committed to fulfilling the mandate to include Hawaiian language, culture, and history in their schools, and how they can support each other and how we can support them in that journey.
The most beautiful thing about this experience was relearning the history of Hawaiian education in Hawaii. So I actually come from a very, very long line of Native Hawaiian educators. So I think it just reignites the fire that I have within me to know my place in history, coming from all those educators before me, coming from educators that taught within the kingdom, and then now I get to carry on their legacy as educators and people who loved our people and wanted to continue to educate our people.
Another big mana'o or idea that was a thread that carried us through Alaka'i Academy, besides the metaphor of a kia'iloko and loko'i'a, was aloha ʻāina. What does aloha ʻāina mean? I mean, having really good conversations about the difference between aloha ʻāina and ʻāina aloha, and diving deeper into the historical context of aloha ʻāina and how it really is deeply woven into our education system here in Hawaii. And so we wanted to culminate that whole idea of aloha ʻāina, ʻāina aloha, all of the things that they experienced in this final ho'ike, and being a showcase. And we chose hip hop, or the genre that we perform in, to inspire them to write their own. But they chose different genres, and really it was to showcase what we love to do at Kahalehuaka, which is embrace the arts and creative expression, to be able to show what you've learned so far. So it was really their way of showing what they learned while they're here on Alaka'i, the Alaka'i Academy experience. Through mele, they summed up the whole thing, the emotions, the stories, everything was just all in this mele, and it was a beautiful way to end it.
What resonates with me, Hano talking about what do we need in our fish ponds, is love. And so I think if we can make sure that there is love, there is aloha in our schools, I think we're going to make a lot of progress.